Welcome back to another watercolor video demonstration, and you may notice today I decided to do my painting in the garden. It was such a lovely day, really warm, so I put my sun cream on my head in particular, because I'd burnt a few days ago as we spent the day on the beach in Lytham St Anne's. So nicely protected today, and just wanted to do something a bit different. So you can see I'm using my Mr. bottle. I'm also using my Bockingford rough paper, and this paint I wanted to do something quite different, and so I'm not going with a blue sky. I know usually sometimes you got to think outside the box. A lot of times when you think of sky you think of blue and white clouds. Well, today I just wanted to do a sky, more of a grey, sort of cloudy, dramatic sky. The mixture I'm using in the sky is just literally a straight Payne's grey. So it's quite dark, and that's what I wanted to get. And I'm using plenty of water with my board at an angle, about 40 degrees. So I'm getting a lot of movement coming down, and that's what I wanted. So you got all these nice effects in the sky. And really, I just went in with plenty of water and just let that come down. I always feel that it does make a better looking sky. And now just to touch in some yellow ochre. I do like to use yellow ochre in skies just to give it a little bit of warmth. I think I'd said it was Payne's grey, the sky. It's actually neutral tint, so I do apologise about that. Neutral tint, and the reason why I'm using that is the lid on my paint tube is sort of broken, so I've got a lot of dried sort of pigment. So it's almost it's thicker than toothpaste at the moment. So I'm just using that up. So just it's neutral tint. So now working on the sort of grass in the middle ground. So I'm using sap green and mixing some yellow ochre into that. And then there's a nice path sort of leading into the scene. These are actually some sort of barns. There's 3 barns in the sort of focal point, but I do want the sky to play a big sort of part in this scene. So I've got the light coming down from the left hand side, so the roofs of the barn are going to be quite light, and I wanted to capture some really dark tones on the faces of these barns. So I'm using again the neutral tint, but you notice I've popped in some ultramarine, and then on this side I'm just touched in some cad red, mixed that into the grey, and I'm letting most of the mixing do on the paper. I find that keeps things a little bit fresh, and just gives a nice look to it, rather than mix it on the palette. Just put the paints next to each other and let them mingle and mix on the paper. So there's another barn attached to this main building. So again, I'm just repeating the same process on this, just using a bit of blue in this, and just to get that nice interesting look. And then another barn on this side. I must admit it was quite a challenge. Painting outdoors, it was sort of different sort of things that you got to contend with. For a start, my paint was drying almost within a minute of mixing the colours, so my paint was drying really quick. I had to contend with bugs sort of crawling on the paper, and the sun cream that I put on my head was sort of getting in my eyes, so it was sort of stinging my eyes. It was really bright, really warm, and so I painted most of this with one eye sort of shut, and I was on sort of a time limit because I had to go and pick up my wife and my son from shopping. This is actually my son coming to tell me that they're going shopping and then they need picking up in about 20 minutes or so. So I had all these things to contend with, and it's a lot different than painting indoors. But I wanted to paint outdoors just to enjoy the sort of space and the sunshine. Otherwise I'd be in the conservatory, and behind glass you get all that heat, and it just makes me too hot and almost sweat. So I wanted to enjoy this outdoors. So I think if you're going to be painting outdoors and it's nice and sunny, I would recommend probably finding some shade, or accounting for the bugs and flies and things like that. And also you got to remember that your paint's going to dry a lot quicker. So I know I want to paint more outdoors, and plein air painting is something that I really want to do more of. I don't know whether this counts as plein air because it's a scene from my imagination, but I'm doing it outside, so maybe that counts, I'm not sure. Now I wanted to try something a bit different on this painting, so I'm going to be using you can see I've got Tombow markers, so I'm going to be using the black Tombow marker, and then to finish off, rather than using opaque paint, I've got some white pastel pencils, so I'll be just using that to do some sort of final highlights. Okay, well, I hope you liked that video. Please do give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Comments are welcome. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.